So I haven't dropped any more frames. Yeah, I'm going to apologize in advance. The program is running a little wonky at the same time while I'm trying to figure this out. So I do need to apologize. I don't mean to keep doing this and getting you guys notifications every single time I exit and come back. It does. What was it set to? Low latency? A 7-second delay isn't too terrible. It's obviously not as good as it was before. So this is going to be one of the downsides with changing internet providers, and I do apologize in advance. AT&T was just a nightmare to deal with, quite frankly. I'm kind of glad I got rid of him. But unfortunately, it is a small cost to pay. My stream quality is going to suffer a tad, unfortunately, but... Do you get turned off? No, you're good. Have the light turned on. Righty then. I hope you're still there, Slinger. I do. Okay, good. Making sure. Yeah, it says I dropped some frames at the beginning. I think that's going to be... Okay, good. Making sure. Kind of annoying. I didn't want you to go up to 7,000 kilobits. Is that like the upload speed? It shouldn't be suffering in the first place. There's 35 megabits. Damn. So I'm under the impression it was 35 megabytes, but... Weird. Is the microphone picking up extra audio? That should be a little bit better. Alright, settings look to be as good as where they're going to be right now. It doesn't look like it's going to get worse. The delay, unfortunately, needs to be a little bit worse because the upload speed... In fact, I might be able to... I have to look at one more thing real quick. There's the upload in megabits. Okay, so use manually entered. Yeah, that's already set. Yeah, these are properly set as we speak. Increase it to 1, 1, 0. Oh, just 1,000 is maximum. My desktop is already set. I know that Spectrum is eventually gonna Spectrum's gonna hit fiber at some point. Oh well, I thought it was actually Riot. Hello, Sage. No, the internet. It's not a problem with the internet, thankfully. It's a problem. Whoops. Well, at least you guys can hear me. Yeah, the problem's not the internet. It's that I changed service providers, so Spectrum is a little bit weaker. This was going to be a thing. Honestly, with the speeds that they were telling me about, it did look like it was going to be comparable. So I thought that I could leave my settings alone. Turns out I can't. I had to change some stuff around. I had to downshift some of the settings. So far, no dropped frames, but my kilobits per second is fluctuating. This was a price I understood I was going to have to pay because Spectrum is going to go eventually into fiber optic, or at least that's what everyone was telling me on the Spectrum side of things. So when they do, I'll be first in line for it. But up until that point, I don't know. If they have a sign-up program, I'd love to join it. Boy, someone's definitely not happy with as many notifications as just came out. What's with this guy tagging? Okay, never mind. I don't really care. I'll leave that alone for now. So I didn't really have a plan for tonight other than to stream and just to hang out with you guys because I know it's been a very long week for me. If anyone follows me on Twitter, you probably should. I also posted it here on YouTube, so pretty much the same thing verbatim. Yeah, I just got sick during the middle of the week, and I think dropped frames. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Well, I'm going to actually be a little tight if it drops frames like that again. I'll power through. So yeah, I was sick during the middle of the week. At the end of last week, I made a stupid mistake in walking out at my job site in the middle of the afternoon without hydrating myself. So I was just walking like the length of what would be like 2 football fields every hour on the hour to patrol some fence line. Would have been fine, you know, if it were for the fact that I wasn't hydrating. So I would get back to my car, I'd just sit down, I'd relax, I'd feel better. So I suffered through some severe dehydration, and I say severe loosely because maybe it wasn't that bad of dehydration, but for the next few days I definitely was suffering the effects. Like, my body was just dumping water like you wouldn't believe, because it was freaking out, I'm assuming. So, all that being said, during the last 3 to 4 days, I've been suffering through extreme nausea. And the worst part was that they called me to a shift in the middle of the week to cover for someone. And I was extremely nauseous during the entire shift. It was kind of like having a fever, only the fever was a lot worse, for certain. But, like, wow. May as well have been a fever if I was going to just know I was going to suffer that entire night the way that I was. But, forgot to check for updates real quick. See all the updates. Let that load. So, Suffered a 12-hour shift while basically dehydrated and feeling very uncomfortable and nauseous. And got through the 12-hour shift, came all the way home, started drinking some fluids, had to work another shift, and thankfully I was feeling a lot better by that point, but I had the meds to kind of help with it. And you wouldn't believe, Friday, so I had to work today from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, here's the fun bit. So my wife went to work on Friday morning at like about 4:30 in the morning. She left. I was woken up because, I kind of have my sleep schedule kind of jacked up because of the shifts that I've been working. But I woke up. So I'm laying in bed, and I kid you not, this is exactly what happened. I'm just laying there minding my own business. My wife woke me up. Oh, I'll just fall back asleep. I'm going to puke. Get up, grab the can, go to the bathroom, and sure enough, I puke up last night's dinner. I don't need to go into the finer details of things, but my body decided to do a full cleanse while I was in there, so you could use your imagination for the rest. I won't paint you a picture. So, went through that nice session, and all my dinner came up, and I doused some water so that way I wasn't dry heaving, because that's like the worst feeling one can get. And I went back into bed, started laying there. My daughter woke up because she heard the noise, and it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't ready to deal with her. I wasn't ready to help her, and quite frankly, I was ready to message the wife and be like, hey, you need to come home as soon as possible. And lo and behold, after an hour of resting, I thought I had passed it. I'm gonna puke again. Take the bucket again, which by the way I cleaned before I brought it back. Grabbed another bottle of water because I finished the previous one. Went back to the bathroom, same difference, but this time I dry heaved and it was basically bile. Yeah, so I dry heaved, like you know those puking sessions where you go, "Ah," and it's like your entire diaphragm and your rib cage kind of collapse in on themselves from the black hole that now exists inside your sternum. Yeah, that like. Oh god, that still actually hurts when I do that. And yeah, that was what I that was what happened on that second time round, but thankfully, something came up the first time at least, so it wasn't nothing, but the second time it was like just kill me already, please. Just don't let ow. It still hurts to laugh, and it still hurts not to breathe, thankfully. That's thankfully not a big issue, breathing, but I can't sneeze either. If I sneeze, I have to do the dad sneezes now. It's like, oh, shoo! No, that hurts on the inside. Like, I'm sore because of that. I was forced to get the baby up. Still had kind of like a nauseous feeling, but thankfully I didn't puke after that. But I was able to like rest the entire day, just put the baby on television until my wife came home, and I was hydrated at that point. Just started taking like electrolytes and water and anything that I could grab. But yeah, that was my weekend experience. And then I had to do another shift today, like I said, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. And thankfully, this shift was a lot easier because honestly, I was just in the car. I refused to do what I did the first time, and on top of that, my sergeant, thankfully, he's very understanding. So he's like, yeah, no, don't ever do that again. You don't have to. You just keep it simple. You're cooking beef patties and you see some red liquid. Yeah, that's normal. I don't know how long you cooked them for, but if you cooked them for less than 45 seconds, that just means that it's letting loose some of the blood while you're cooking it. You are probably past the point of rare, but still in medium territory. Medium burgers are good. They're consumable. In fact, even rare burgers are consumable. You just don't want it so pink that essentially you didn't light the griddle. If it's still mooing, it's too rare. Ow, crap. I did that to myself. It hurts. If Gordon Ramsay comes up to you and insults you, that's probably not a good sign. If he calls you a donut, that's definitely not a good sign. Oh god, that hurts. That actually hurts my sternum. I'm not even gonna lie right now. I feel so in pain, and it's not the worst pain I felt, but what's going on here? So this whole entire thing, it's been a minute, and I still, yeah, no, it's gonna take. I don't know how hot. I don't know. Yeah, it's basically blood. So I don't know how long you've been cooking it or how high you have the temperature, but depending on those two factors, it could stay red for a little while. It's not a concern. Where are you? Oh, shoot! I never actually uploaded those videos, did I? Wow, I am a jerk. I thought I. Oh boy, I really did forget during the week, didn't I? First off, where did I put the notebook? It's around here somewhere. I know that. Oh, here you are. This, where were you? Okay, here we go. So there were two things. God, I wish I had some time for VODs. I really don't, though. I'm so super exhausted. I'm sorry, you guys might actually lose the ones you shared with me, but it's kind of good that I even talk about this. So this week is going to be really weird. So my wife is going to stop working at the end of this coming Friday, and here we are. Yeah, of course. So she's going to stop working at the end of this Friday, which means that now I'm going to be picking up all the hours and all the slack. So I don't know what my schedule is going to look like. Ideally, I still want to be able to stream a few times a week. I just don't know if that few times a week is going to be twice a week, 3 times a week, preferably 4 times a week. I don't know. I don't know. My sergeant, I kind of have to relay it to him too. Like, yeah, I want hours, and yes, I want to be scheduled for stuff, and depending on when he schedules me, fine, I'll deal with it. But I don't want to have no life. He was offering me to have like 7 days a week schedule, and we work anywhere between like 6 hour shifts, 8 hour shifts, 12 hour shifts, sometimes even 13 or 14. Yeah, I work for security, so they use the rankings for like sergeant, corporal. They have chief for our essentially our CEO, but he used the term. Yeah, they're all ex-military though, so I think that's the reason why they were using it, and they were both Army. So let them, by all means. It helps with the ranking system, and it helps kind of give structure. So I got no personal problem with it, but they're all ex-Army, so that's probably why they use the rankings the way they did. But yeah, so my sergeant's the one handling everything, and he said, "Oh, I could get you 7 days a week." And again, we work anywhere between 6 to 12 hour shifts. But basically, put, I don't want to have that kind of life where I'm working 24/7. I don't want to be working, maybe not 24/7, but I don't want to be working 7 days a week. I kind of need a home life, and even 6 days a week would be too much. Quite frankly, I'd be happy at 4 days a week where it's like, 12-hour shifts for 4 days, and 3 days have time to myself so I can be home. I would absolutely need time for church because I will not compromise on my spiritual life there. I have to have time with my family. And on the bright side, I would still have some time to kind of do some stuff. It's just I don't know what that would encapsulate. And the thing about this is, too, is like a bunch of these guys are ex military, and some of them, especially the higher up ones, don't actually don't play video games to a major extent, so they don't really have a lot going on in their home life, so they can kind of dedicate a bit more time easier than I can. So I value this. I want my channel to grow. I want to dedicate more time to it. I want to talk about the things I want to talk about with you guys. But, truth be told, I don't know what my future schedule is going to look like, but I'm willing to deal with it short term if the long term ends up better. So he's a very good sergeant. He's been listening to everything I relate to him, so Let me quickly tell a story because this is on my notepad real quick. So something funny happened as well before the weekend. So me the what like this was I think this was after the shift where I was dehydrated, and my wife wanted to go out into the park and bring our daughter there so that she was able to get out and get some exercise and everything. And we're we're back from there, and I was thinking, I need to rest and relax. I'm so tired. I'm so shot. I got a shift coming up later on, and whether it was the same day or the next day doesn't really matter. I was like, I need some sleep. And just as I'm like relaxing, my wife, yells out from the other room, "Babe, we got a dog in our backyard." We don't have a dog. So immediately I like peek through the window. I don't see anything walking out in the back. I look out in the back and I don't see anything. Again, we don't have a dog, so I was expecting something to be walking around. I'm like, I don't see a dog. So I just do the straightforward thing. I walk out, I go outside through my front door, go through my side where there's a fence and it's closed off, and I open it up, take a look, and the dog was laying on my back. It's not really a porch, it's like a step down, so it's like a small, maybe like 1.5 to 2 shoulders width long entryway downstairs into the actual yard with no railings. So it was laying there, and for literally the moment that I made myself known by accident because I didn't intend to get its attention, it looks at me, I look at it, and we're just staring at each other for a whole 3 seconds, and I'm just like, oh, hi. Dog waltzes up to me, and, at first I give it my hand because I always give it my fist so that it doesn't, bite my fingers off or anything like that. And at first it was like I tried to pet it because it was just sniffing me, and it looked like it was a little weary. I didn't know what to make of it. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. So I'm going to go to my next door neighbor and ask him. So I closed off the gate. The dog stays in the yard. I walk around. I ring his doorbell. He eventually comes out and I'm like, hey, so there's a dog in my backyard, and I just need to know if you can identify it or not. And he's like, oh, no, the dog got out on your yard? I'm going to need a little explanation here. He has a wood pile against the fence line where we're at, and we're on good terms, so there's no, problems or anything like that. But the dog, which he recently acquired, went up the wood pile and jumped into our yard. The fullest extent of which I don't know how he did it, because it is quite a drop, so I don't know if the dog actually did the full leap, or if he did a drop down. I don't know. But it's a good doggy, a very good doggy. He's a very good boy. I find out his name was Wiley, and it's actually kind of funny. So he was actually looking to get rid of the dog. So he's like, if you know anybody who wants a dog, I don't have the time to take care of it. Because, I'm busy between work, and I work in my shop, and, I literally do not have the time to give him attention. So my only other alternative, if I can't find anybody, is to drop him off at a shelter where inevitably they will kill him if he doesn't get adopted. So, with that story in hand, I go to my wife. She's like, oh, whose dog was it? Oh, it's the guy's name is Dylan. It's Dylan's dog. Quick question, do you want a dog? And immediately, without breaking straight, the wife, yes. So yeah, the dog is now apparently going to come to us. We needed to give it a little time, though, because he was going to get it caught up with rabies shots, for one. And for two, we now need to figure out something about heartworm medication. I know that there was an issue with heartworm that my wife had with a previous dog when she was with her family before we got married. So something that we got to figure out. But it was hilarious. There's a dog in our backyard. The first literal greeting of the dog, just open the fence, look over, it looks dead at me, I look dead at it, and I'm just, oh. Hi. Yeah, you don't belong here. Ow. Sternum. And you want to know even the funnier bit about this? So the dog's got a good story attached that when it was in the other town with the previous owners, there was a break-in at the place where they lived, and the dude that broke in got attacked by the dog. Like, the dog defended the home. So the dog's completely fine. The people inside are pretty fine. Like, the guy didn't get far, but he chased the dude down the block. And after the dude got chased down the block, he came right back and sat back on the porch. So good doggy. But here, and that was a good story, but it led with he's an ex-police academy dog. He only failed the academy to become a police dog because he was too nice. Like, it's not that he was too aggressive or he wasn't tamed. It was just he was literally too nice. Like, the guys with the big foam arms so that the dogs can bite it and train the dog to, like, do a takedown. Yeah, he would just go up and lick. He was a really nice dog. So, failed for being a good boy, exactly. That's pretty much the summary of it. But yeah, let me quickly read what he wrote here. Hold on a minute. I've been getting help from Kamina. Okay, so I do apologize, Slinger, if you're still here. Oh my god, it doesn't hurt, but it feels tight. I don't know if I'll be able to review the VOD before another update comes through. Again, I don't know what my next week is looking like, but VOD reviews might have to be put on hold for the next 2-3 weeks, potentially. I need to figure out what my schedule is going to look like and give you guys a clearer idea of when I'm going to be playing. It hurts. Well, definitely not tomorrow or tonight, because it's gonna be honestly a long upload with my new upload speeds. I went from having a gig down to, and you know what the funny thing is, internet providers are stupid. It's like, oh, we'll offer you 1 gig of internet, 1 gigabit, not a gigabyte. A gigabyte's larger. I used to work with Radio Shack. They told us the difference. I freaking hate internet companies. Because it's like, oh, we're offering you a gigabit. Yeah, it's the greatest connection out there. Yeah, no, it's not. Tell me when you're offering a gigabyte and we'll start talking. Yeah, new season's going to be out. Well, no. Wasn't the new season out on the 16th? That's 2 weeks from now? Like, maybe I can get a VOD review out next week, and again, that's a very strict maybe. I don't know what my schedule is looking like, but for the next week, my wife is doing her hours, and I know that they scheduled me for some certain times, so it's on the 14th. Well, up to 3 weeks. So it could be 3 weeks, could be less. Oh, so there's a game driver update. That might be another reason why everything's going to crap. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, we'll figure. We'll have to play it by ear, unfortunately. Yeah, that was another thing, too. When I got my internet set up, like, I can quickly potentially show. Let me see. It's been a bit since I logged in anyway. I may as well just check and see if anything interesting's up here. Probably not. Okay, good. So when I was doing the entering the game, it would say searching for games, like connecting, then it would give me an error like, oh, we can't connect you to the game server. Like, it wasn't an Xbox issue. It was actually a connectivity issue to the server. What the heck? Huh. Oh, I can buy 10 battle passes? No, I'm good. Just for me? No. Constable? Yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't care for this battle pass. But yeah, no, there was something weird with that. I don't know what had happened, but my internet connection wouldn't allow me to connect even though I had internet. So I don't know precisely what happened. What the hell. I'll quickly just forget. I haven't played in a bit anyway, so let's just get some gameplay in so you guys can watch me do something and I can just talk and banter. You know what? Hold on. Ah, too late. Remind me after this match.
Now traveling to Paris. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Wait, Gunslinger, I just said I'm just playing. I haven't played in a week. Okay, so I don't know the full extent of the changes, but what I do know is this. Is that the April Fool's patch notes, there are some of them that can actually work. There are some of them that are very viable to work. Spilo already made a video what he thought would be great changes. The problem is that I haven't had an extensive look at everything, so you know what? That'll be something to banter about. Gives me an excuse to talk with you guys and, you know, get some content out there while I'm at it. They made bring into Reinhardt. Oh yeah, I saw that. They made her giant, they made Mauga small. Small Mauga. That was actually kind of funny, I'm not even gonna lie. They're definitely not bringing that change into it. I think it's because McCree doesn't actually have any changes that would be viable to bring into the real game. Like, the changes that they were talking about were every elimination he would grow bigger in size and gain certain barriers or whatnot. Oh, get in the corner, get in the corner. Ooh, my accuracy is... Ah, there it was. Yeah, none of his changes were viable to bring into the game in a realistic setting. So there's no point in talking about McCree because none of his changes are realistic. Bro.
Boys.
How did I not die?
I can see you.
I did not anticipate that to work.
Supply damage increase.
Yeah. Whatever his changes were, I do know, like, a small amount of his changes, but none of it was realistic, as I understand.
Capture. Escort the payload.
Yeah, I forgot that they put googly eyes on pretty much everything for that.
Rock formation, go!
Damn. Like, obviously they wanted it to be memey, and there are some good changes that they have introduced for some heroes that would help with quality of life, but
Enemy C.
yeah, that was kind of funny.
Do I have to?
Okay. Can we just... I was about to say, can we just eliminate her, please? But the Road Hog got her like 3 times. Yeah, I saw that too. That's actually kind of funny. Who took my temperatures?
The checkpoint.
I leave that up to personal interpretation there. Ah! I don't know how I got a double kill on that. I didn't even stick anybody.
I am here to support.
What's funny?
Your carrier's here.
Impromptu answer by Diva is impromptu.
This rabbit pushing the payload. Where's my team? Duty is being done. Sorry, Killer. Formation, go!
Resme, I am worth it! Resme, I am worth it! Resme, I am worth it!
And she's back in the game.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Let's wipe them out. Target eliminated.
Victory!
Alright, let's take a look. It's not in quick play, where are you? No, it's not there either. Arcade? Yeah. No, don't you dare. Did they include the patch? Did they include it in the patch notes? Yep, they did. Okay, this is gonna be funny. All right. Wait, what did he write? Now I have to. Where is a game and I'm using cheats? That is funny. That is funny. Okay, so ultimate charge preserved for hero swaps increased to 49%. Developer comments. Due to technical difficulties, a significant portion of the balance tweaks we intended to include at the Season 9 competitive update were left out. To remedy this, we're releasing them now. We understand that players will want to try all these exciting changes, so we have made it easier for ever than to switch heroes mid-game. So for tanks, developer comment. Mech go zoom and Diva Bomb go boom. Boosters can now move backwards, can be cancelled with crouch, and cancelling the ability with crouch in the first 4.4 seconds reduces the cooldown to 1.5 seconds. Wow, that has to be immediately. Self-destruct, knockback increased by 900%, so it's just basically a ludicrous knockback. So this is one of them that Spylo covered. Moving backwards actually isn't too bad. It gives her a strange sense of mobility that actually would work for her really well, and give her options that instead of just charging forward, she can just go back while, maintaining a frontline presence. It may make her a little bit too powerful though, so there may have to be another caveat with it to balance her out. But hey, it's not a bad idea to move her backwards. It's just you have to make sure it's implemented properly. The self-destruct honestly is just stupid. So I don't think they'll ever include that. Doomfist. Power Block and Meteor Strike can empower your next quick melee, and Power Block movement speed modifier increased to 1.25, so in other words, you just move faster. I mean, technically, the quick melee thing might not even be too bad of an idea, but honestly, I see that as being busted depending on what they limit. They have to give it a limit. And then his speed modifier, I don't see that as being too much of a problem. I think the power block would be okay to increase it. Just while he's, it's kind of like how Reinhard, when he puts up a shield, can't fight. When he puts up his power block, he has to wait on a recharge timer anyway. By increasing his speed, you kind of give him a little extra mobility and quality of life change. It doesn't really break him anyway. What's really broken is just the guy who knows how to utilize the broken combos. Junker Queen! So this one was kind of funny. So, pressing secondary fire while the ability is active now magnetizes Junker Queen to Gracie, the knife. Cooldown now starts when the blade starts returning to Junker Queen. Cooldown decreased from 6 to 4 seconds. Yeah, just basically watching her kind of like zip line her way across the entire map. That was honestly hilarious. Obviously, that's kind of broken. I don't see them implementing this one. It's fun, but that's because it's unorthodox. So, it's because of how broken it is that it's fun. It's not very realistic, but if they were to implement something with mobility, Jagged Blade might be one way to do it. Might be a really good way to do it. Mauga, this one's hilarious. That would kind of be a good buff. When the blade returns to you is when the cooldown starts. Yeah, I can see that as a good buff. I mean, she's not bad to play against anyway, so there's no point. Developer comment for Mauga. His health is decreased from 350 to 25, and his scale has been reduced by 50%. Hitting enemies who are on fire will ignite them. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. I see what they did. If they're on fire, it just ignites them. Yeah, I don't want that incendiary chain gun to have that buff, and quite frankly, obviously this is all just memes. There's nothing serious about it. Orisa! Her energy javelin ricochets once and it explodes when it sticks. Orisa's already in need of a tune down, not even a tune up. She's not... Honestly, she just needs to be tuned down. She just needs to be tuned down. I don't know what to balance with her. Her survivability is a little too high up the charts with all the combination of her abilities. Her survivability is too much, and it is essentially like trying to throw... It's like trying to bring down an entire brick wall when all you have is a stick. Like, come on now. So, none of those changes are good. None of it would actually help, but... Energy Javelin, who knows? That might be something they could look at into the future. Ramatra, base armor increased from 100 to 225. His Annihilation is moved from his ultimate to ability 1, no longer pauses its duration while dealing damage, because obviously it's no longer an ult. Movement speed increased by 20%, duration increased to 5 seconds, damage per second decreased to 20, and radius decreased to 9 meters. So they basically just made it a normal ability, and then Nemesis form is moved to his ultimate. Always has Annihilation active while in use. Fully heals Ramatra. Pummel damage increased from 60 to 75, and pummel range has been increased to 15. Yeah, they just swapped things around. This is actually pretty interesting. Who knows? This honestly could be a good change. I don't know how much of a meme type thing it is, but... Swapping the abilities might actually be some kind of good way to rework them without actually reworking them. Yeah, if they changed it, it doesn't look like it's actually that far out of the stretch of imagination for them. Reinhardt, Barrier Field. Here we go. Barrier Field. You can now press primary fire to reflect projectiles. Health increases by 20% while reflecting. Barrier size decreased 50% while reflecting, and camera lock input now bound to quick melee. So I don't know about the camera lock portion of it, but the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. I actually don't hate that change. It gives him survivability, and hey, this actually could be something to help bring up his viability and make him fun to play. Like reflecting projectiles would give people incentive to play him. Yeah, he's basically just... He basically has Genji Reflect. Except his barrier decreases in size, yeah. Health decreases. Oh, okay. That's for the bear... Okay, I see it. Maybe decrease the health decretion when reflecting and make it a normal ability. It might make it fun. But yeah, risk versus reward... He has to either press and get into combat or stay back. Either way. This is funny. Pigpen. Projectile speed increased to 80 and then projectile damage increased to 40. Because it basically hits them now. decrease that speed to probably like 35 or 40 and increase the projectile damage to like 5 or 10 instead of 40, it might have good use and give him a little bit more to deal with. It wouldn't let him yeet it too far with those kinds of changes, but it is actually looking kind of funny. Alright, Sigma. Danger, falling rocks. Projectile speed increased or decreased to 30. Projectile gravity decreased from 18 to 2. Pressing the ability button while accretion is active will cause the rock to crash into the ground. Then, when crashed, it will deal 50 damage in a 4-meter radius and stun anyone damaged. I can see that, but you see, the problem is that he's already overtuned and overkitted. He can kind of use the down kit, and this would just make him... I think this would make him OP. The only reason he's not OP right now is because he's the only tank on the team. But we'll continue. Winston. Tesla Cannon secondary fire now chains between enemies, and Primal Rage punches also cause lightning to chain between enemies. Not the Primal Rage, but the Tesla Cannon change for sure needs to be implemented. It needs to give him a little bit... it needs to give him a little bit more damage. Because he can be very oppressive in the right hands, but I do like the idea of the secondary fire now chaining enemies. That makes sense. Wrecking Ball. His sideways movement speed increases by 55%. Quad Cannons deals increased damage as you continue to walk sideways. I hate that. I hate Wrecking Ball. I just hate him. He needs to be removed from the game. I just never liked him. I won't even continue with him. That's not even a good change regardless. Projectile barrier and projected barrier. Increase the size of the bubbled target by 1.75%. Or 1.75 times. That's just a Mimi change. I don't see them really doing anything with that. Just heard my daughter yell. She needs to get out of that habit. Moving on to the damage heroes. Developer comments. Bob's upset from being called the wrong name, so Fred's picking up some of the slack. They just basically made Bob 2.0, and it's hilarious. They just copy and pasted from the PC section and put it on the console section. That's hilarious. But yeah. Fred, do something! So, new ability on mouse scroll, which basically just means ability 1 or 2. Weapon swap. Call in Fred to charge for a short duration before leaving. He's basically just Bob 2.0. Bastion. Configuration Assault is now the default form. Movement speed penalty has been removed. Assault now has 150 ammo. Damage per bullet decreased from 12 to 5. And deals 1.5 times damage for critical hits. Because it didn't do that before. Reconfigure now transforms into recon mode, grants additional speed bonus. Configuration Sentry now fire shotgun blasts. So this is an interesting thing. I know that they talked about a bunch of the different things. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. He needs his damage potential in order for him to have a good niche. But this looked like a fun change. This one actually did look like it. Here we go. I love my baby. Extra survivability is every cowboy's dream. Just don't die. New passive. One enemy is marked. Kill them to gain 50 health until the next time you die. I could see this passive actually being pretty unique. If it didn't increase the overall health but gave him 50 healing each time he killed a marked enemy, that might be kind of cool. But at the same time, that might interfere with the whole Yeah, that might actually interfere with the game. It could be good, it could be bad, and it's worth a gander. Kill them to gain 50 HP per kill, but not 50 health in total. Well, no, don't increase his health pool. Give him health on a kill. Kind of like how Reaper has lifesteal. This would kind of be like a pseudo lifesteal, where the only time you get the lifesteal is when you kill the actual target. So it gives him survivability and it gives him a purpose to like seek certain characters out. After 5 kills, you gain 1 health each time. That kind of was, again, very memey. Echo! Now bringing mystery healers into other modes. Focusing beam. Target within 8 meters of Echo take damage as if they're under half health. Oh, that's cool. Duplicate. Can no longer choose who you duplicate. Can now duplicate allies. Duplicate's health no longer capped at 300 health. Duplicate now gains an extra 100 shields, and bonus ult charge gain rate increased from 4 to 6.5. Yeah, Echo just became broken. Echo just became broken because now the health goes all the way up to the normal health range. They gain an additional 100 shields, faster ultimate charge than even before, and the only trade-off is that it's random, so you don't get to pick. But, yeah. Press primary fire with perfect timing. Okay, I could see that deflect actually being kind of fun for Genji. It could be very broken though. I wouldn't go with it. Alright, storm arrows. Number of ricochets increased to 3. Number of projectiles per shot increased to 5. Damage of each projectile decreased by 78% because of the increased projectiles. They basically just gave him scatter arrow again. Yeah, no, the Genji change, let's be 100% honest, if that is implemented into game, everybody's going to abuse it, especially the pros. But yeah, the old scatter arrow is basically back with this. Oh, that hurt. Junkrat's frag launcher. You can now detonate frag launcher projectiles with secondary fire. That's kind of like a stupid change. Why is my nose so itchy? That's kind of like a stupid change. It was unnecessary, but again, it's a meme change. I don't see them implementing that. Avalanche launch. It's a new ability. Press jump in the air to activate. Creates a large ice pillar under Mei, and it can be cancelled with interact. Did they, though? He's already a little too OP. He's a little too close to the skill floor that everybody who can master him gets immediate value, and his combos are very annoying to deal with, but that's me personally. For Mei's change, that's just... They probably could have done something a little bit more interesting, but I don't see this being something that they'll do, or even something that they'll consider doing. It does give her another means of survivability if she runs out of her other ones. It kind of like escalates her up and just jumps her up, but yeah, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it would be fun. Jetland. New ability, press crouch in the air to activate and dash downwards toward the ground. This one's actually pretty, so Mei's, again, can kind of work. Pharaoh's is actually a really good one that they need to implement. They really need to implement that one because giving her the option to kind of just go right straight down in a rocket landing, actually a good idea. Like, it gives her survivability, because here's the thing. Yes, there are certain maps with, like, Lijiang Tower where they have the garden area where you can jet land, but you might fall off a ledge right into the pond or whatnot. But there are other maps, like if you're just flying around and you're getting like pieced out by soldier, jet land, and immediately you just hit the ground. So he's got to like aim down now, and he's got to look for you, and you might or might not be in cover if you did it properly. So it's something, it just gives her options without making her super ultra broken because it's really up to the map environment. So that's just the thought process. But Jetland, maybe not fully implement what they put here, but who knows? Something similar to it. Yeah, this one was kind of funny. Nobody apparently liked this one. I might need to call it soon. I thought I would be able to stream longer, truth be told. Hellfire shotguns. Primary fire now only shoots one shotgun. Secondary fire now shoots the other shotgun. Damage per pellet reduced, but the ammo is increased. So nobody really liked this. Honestly, I like the idea of primary and secondary fire controlling the shotguns. It would help with the interaction a little bit more. Put the damage back up and put the ammo back to where it was, and that would actually just be fine. That would just be fine. Fire with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. Yeah, like, again, the damage per bullet and the ammo increase is just kind of stupid. But I get it, they needed to mix it up. Sojourn's Disruptor Shot. Vivian Chase, more like Vivian Pull. Disruptor Shot now pulls enemy in on deploy. Yeah, that's a good idea. It puts... Okay, it's a semi-good idea. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But Disruptor Shot now pulls enemies in on deploy. And you can deploy Disruptor Shot early by pressing the E button again. It gives her options, and it's good to give her those options. But pulling enemies in on deploy, it depends on the damage that's being done, but it would help her out a lot. Because a lot of people are easily able to escape her ability, so this would give it kind of like a good niche to give it some value. But, again, yeah, it has potential. Like, the pull has the potential to actually be extremely busted, so give or take on that one. Soldier 76. So they did a patch like 2 April Fools ago where they gave him 2 rockets. That was the best change that they could have given him. And it worked on a recharge system, but the rockets did like 60% of the original damage. That would have been perfectly fine, in my opinion. Like, oh my god, that would have been great. But what do they do here? So running gun sounds like fun. Can be now used during sprints, and using heavy pulse rifle while sprinting has increased spread too. He really didn't do him any favors. Everybody really hates Soldier 76. Sombra's Virus. Killing an enemy infected with virus, it attempts to spread to a nearby enemy. Okay, that's actually kind of cool, but it will make her very annoying. It would make her extremely annoying to deal with. Symmetra. Teleporter. Only places exit teleporter. Any ally can use teleporter regardless of their location. Oh my god, really? Oh, that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, I could see this one being annoying. I could see this actually being really annoying because it places the exit teleporter, but any ally could use it regardless of their location. And the teleporter duration is decreased to 4 seconds. For 4 seconds, everybody becomes Kiriko, the most annoying part of Kiriko, with none of the downsides. Oh, that is stupid. Torbjorn. The turret now sticks to wall ceilings and allies. So the nuance of sticking it to walls, absolutely a good idea. Ceilings and allies, not so much. But stick it to walls, it doesn't change too much, but it gives Torbjorn some options. I'd be willing to give that a go as long as they don't make it stick to ceilings or, whatever not. That actually seems like a good idea for Torbjorn. Tracer. Recall randomly sends you to the past or future, changing on how your pulse pistols work. Randomly sends you to the past or future, changes how your pulse pistols work. It's literally the same thing in reverse. I wanted to make sure. Yeah, like the most broken version I know of it was like sticking it to a Lucio, and Lucio would just wall ride, so you not only couldn't hit Lucio, you couldn't hit the turret either. That was actually kind of funny to kind of hear. I think Frogger was the one who mentioned that one. Widowmaker. Grappling Hook now has 3 charges, and getting critically hit with Widow's Kiss secondary fire replenishes 1 charge of the ability. I don't think her grappling hook needed the 3 charges or the critical hit thing, but give it 2 charges and we're starting to talk. Yeah, I figure the technology and everything. Yep, that's how they're doing it. You travel randomly to the past, or you travel into the future. That's kind of funny. Yep. When you travel to the past, you get like flintlock pistols. When you travel into the future, you get super ultra hyper futuristic pulse pistols. Yeah, so the grappling hook, give it 2 charges, remove the rest, and it would be fine. Alright, moving on to the support heroes. Sleep Dart. Slept enemies now slowly rise while sleeping. Enemies take fall damage when they land. So if you sleep a Genji in the air and he comes landing, he takes fall damage. That's funny. I actually see that as a good nuance to it, her ability. Forget the slowly rising. If they take fall damage if they're in the air, it's actually kind of funny. It's actually kind of funny. Baptiste's Echo Boots now launches you forward rather than upward and increase the speed of projectiles shot through amplification matrix by 200%. So how does that work for hit scan? You just increase immediate getting hit by immediately getting hit? As soon as someone sleeps, they start to float. Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't really do anything on amplification matrix. Brigitte, scale increased by 1.5, armor increased to 150, shield barrier increased to 700, always uses the bigger size, and resets shield bash cooldown and movement speed increase to 1.3 on Raleigh. Brigitte. Yeah, it's not Bridget, it's Brigitte. Bigot, not Brigitte. Yeah, kind of with the shield bash one, but at the same time, she's already a pretty strong support hero with a lot of. It's hard to kind of pinpoint, and I'm not the guy to make the arguments for Brigitte, but as far as the rally change, resetting the shields bash cooldown, maybe a speed increase bonus could probably work, but it might make her too strong. But she might already be. She's already a little overkitted, similar to that of Sigma, so it wouldn't be a good idea to have Brigitte. It's not even that she's majorly overkitted, just slightly overkitted, but still. Ilari, developer comment, fixing a bug, her solar powers are now fully functional. After using Captive Sun, Ilari becomes solar installed. She moves faster and charges her solar rifle faster. Her rifle always charges at charges to full damage power. Movement speed bonus by 1.2. Attack charge time reduced by 40%, and healing recharge bonus by 1.2 times. Solar powered, a new passive. She is always solar installed when the sun is out. Yep, pretty much. That's actually kind of a funny passive. That honestly would mix things up and kind of like force a change of meta based upon the map. Like, Ilari would never work on Circuit Royale unless there was a sun time map. But, honestly, basing it on the weather and introducing new weather-based maps, I would like to see that. It does. Much like McCree's passive. I actually agree with Saimito on one single thing. A universal hero pool passive, like the tank passive, damage passive, support passive. I agree that, there might be something in it for it, but I disagree with it in the case, like, don't make that the powerful thing. Instead, give each hero a unique passive to them. So in the case of McCree and in the case of Ilari here, both of them are good examples of super unique passives that can help their kits specify to a specific niche. and give the hero some purpose. And that's just a thought. Like, honestly, it requires a lot more thought, and it might be too much work for the devs. So I don't want to just say, hey, you know, this is something that they should do, but you got to think realistically. Oh my god, no. I didn't even read Kiriko's. I didn't know anything about Kiriko's. Here we go. Protection Suzu! You should see her on her trampoline. Protection Suzu now grants allies 10 damage boost, 10 healing boost, 50% speed boost, and 700 increased jump height. Increased duration to once... Oh my god. So you're immortal... You get a damage boost, a healing boost, a movement boost, and an increased jump height. Vulpine Agility. The new passive can give her an extra jump. Bro, she's already annoying, and you made her like 3 times annoying. Like, I wouldn't, even for the shits and gigs, I wouldn't want to play against her. Or with her, for that matter. Now reach new heights with Lifeweaver through the power of photosynthesis. You see, photosynthesis would actually be a very nice name for a passive ability for Lifeweaver. They could make that into something. Now it raises 20 meters up from 8 meters. Oh my god, they really just raised the ceiling on that. Holy crap. Lucio, here we go. Sonic Amplifier, ammo increased to 30, recovery decreased from 0.14 second per bullet to 0.125. It's kind of a weird change, but okay. Now shoots 3 bullets per volley during speed boost and 5 bullets per volley during healing boost. It's actually a pretty interesting change. Knocks enemies up when the sound waves hit for sound barrier. That's actually pretty unique. I like that. Goodbye 0 damage numbers. Oh my lord. Caduceus staff. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Caduceus? Catechus? Caduceus? I don't know. Damage boost from secondary fire removed. Secondary fire is now damage staff. Ability 2 on controller. Damage staff fires projectiles. Projectiles have smaller size. Size gets bigger during ult. 2 more damage. Projectiles reload automatically while not firing. Projectiles reload twice the speed while healing or after 4 seconds without firing. Can fire projectiles at reduced firing speed if the healing beam is active. Healing beam can heal at the reduced rate if damage staff is active. And then she just loses her pistol. Goodbye 0 damage numbers, exactly. That's actually kind of unique. I don't hate it completely. Is it realistic? No, I don't think so. Moira, Biotic Grass primary fire. Now deals damage instead of heat. They literally just swapped the 2 abilities and called it a patch note. Bro, come on. That's just dumb. Like, you could have done so many different... Like, even Soldier 76 is better than this. That's just... Wow. Alright, reading the last one. This one's the Venture Trial, yeah. Ammo increased to 32. Secondary fire charge time decreased to 0.47. They fire 33% faster on secondary fire. The damage increased by 30%. You can now charge up to 8 orbs with secondary fire, and his Zenyatta's accelerates upward while charging. Oh, so he's basically floating away. They basically just started floating away. Am I able to go into... me see. Presets. They have one for... Let's do practice range, and then control is doubled. What the heck? Everything's doubled. What the heck? Alright, let's see.
Every soldier needs a cause.
No, it didn't do the April Fool's patch. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Where's Doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Traveling to Icon.
Someone needs to fill this saddle.
Time to save the world? Game on!
Nope.
Traveling to Icon.
Let's try it the other way around.
Now entering Midtown.
Time to save the world?
Okay.
Game
Yeah, there it
on!
is. Alright, so...
Cheers, love! It's time to save the world!
Get me the future!
Rico!
Bro! Randomly teleport me to the future!
I'll take a redo!
Bro!
Zoom! Back we go!
Oh my god! Okay, that's kind of funny.
Every soldier needs a cause.
Huh. It's hard to notice the speed increase that he gets with that. No future for you, old man. Alright, let me see what they mean by this.
Come on, Snowball!
Okay, good.
We need our help!
Yeah, this could be kind of helpful. Ah. Okay. That hurt a little bit. Bro, it's basically 5 scatter arrows. Like, even worse than what it was prior to them doing what they did.
I am always ready to learn. Repositioning. Finishing them off.
Yeah, I'm not...
Someone needs to fill this saddle.
Yeah, it's been a while since we saw the reload animation, huh?
I'm the last
Let's see, Fred.
one across.
Dynamite out!
They screwed console players for this? Bro.
Fresh
That's short-lived.
Plenty of bones to go around.
Wrong thing.
Strike from above.
I will not leave
Strike
a broken
from
world
above.
behind.
Establishing aerial position. On the move. Repositioning.
A little bit funky, but I can see that being a problem. Oh, got turned around for a second.
We're in this together. All of us. Ay, te asusté. In my world, there are no secrets.
From imperfection, we build a new world. Behold my creation.
Huh. How stupid. Alright, time to see Reinhardt real quick, see if anything visually changed on his part.
A gun in each hand and a smile on my face.
Hey. Together that strikes him down.
Okay, I see what... I mean... I can still see that kind of working. Reflect damage,
My
reflect
shield
damage,
holds
reflect
strong.
damage, reflect damage, reflect damage. I can see that working.
Apocalypse
Okay, ready? Yay! Ready? Okay, ready? Go long! Yay! Oh my god. I can't laugh. I can't laugh and I can't do it any harder. My entire sternum hurts.
Why
Okay, so what were they talking about on the boulder? Because I was a little bit confused. Okay. So it is exactly the way I imagined it then. Winston. We got nothing to test it on here, so no point to it.
Today. Weapons operational. Primed. Hamster. Pumped.
We will crush them. Do your worst.
The tools in hand, brain in gear.
Pretty much, I just sent it into the nosebleeds there.
I aim to devastate.
I will not leave a broken world behind.
Another day, another battlefield.
Breaking me down just builds me up.
Oh my god, and they slow her down.
I carry my burdens alone. Killing pile on the board.
I'll find my own path. I'll find my own path.
She didn't need a double jump.
Spend every moment growing into who you truly are.
Oh my god. Now you're definitely not getting targeted by anybody.
Irrepressible.
It's funny, they're actually letting me play Lifeweaver now? I don't even have him unlocked, unless it's just a custom game.
We're here to be heard.
Ha. Incentive to heal, sure.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
Well, that's actually kind of cool.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key.
That's actually kind of cool, too.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
So, as long as you hold this, he floats. How broken is that? That's extremely broken.
Only in unity will we find strength.
We will have peace at any cost.
My throne is where I stand.
Our future will be forged in conflict.
I saw that movement speed increased. Alright, show lobby. Try it out in the morning.
I carry
Yep,
my
there we
burdens alone.
With you.
Alright.
Don't make excuses.
Yeah, so other than that, oh god, my neck. Nobody else I could really experiment with.
Marked by the dragon.
If that doesn't hit someone, I don't know what will. Oh, wrong thing. Yeah, let me play a little bit. That way we got something to do. What was I gonna go on about? Ooh, neck. It was a hair. Nice. Yeah. I don't know what to really talk about at the moment. You know, there is maybe something I can address. Two things, actually. I saw it when checking my YouTube Studio on my phone, which allows me to manage the videos that I upload. So I noticed that I had a trend of all of my videos not having a single dislike up until the most recent one. And the only thing about the most recent one was that it was controversial in talking about Venture. Because I know that there's some people who are still pretty sensitive about calling Venture a she when the character identifies as they, them. So I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% certain if that is the exact reason. There's no comments indicating any such hate, so I don't know for certain. But it is the strongest guess that I got.
Much lies in store. Let us see to it.
But truth be told, I don't care. I'm not playing that game. I just want to play some Overwatch. I'm not here for the gender politics or whatnot. I just don't care. If I get hate for it, then so be it, but I will grow on my own merit. And everybody's welcome here, irregardless, as long as we can stay civil.
Think you can test subject?
Wall hacks initialized.
The queen!
I was born to rule. You cannot escape me. Keep your eyes
enemy turret destroyed. My little insect. ultimate is almost ready.
You are
It's getting.
I'm making popcorn.
I see a hostile.
Overtime.
Good news, though. Enemy turret.
Last round.
You're invincible. Now, shoot them.
Enemy. Score. 1-0.
Let's finish this quickly.
Someone needs to fill this saddle.
To find success, we must search in harmony.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective. Victory!
Yes.
You cannot escape me.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I'm getting the objective.
Swift as the wind, and dim as the night.
Acknowledged. My ultimate is charging. Got a burr in your side.
Engaging the enemy.
Hey, there's a test subject.
It's 2 in the morning.
Chew on that.
Enemy located. I'll show you, Meta!
There's smoke, there's fire.
Pain is inevitable.
Got a burr in your side. Easy target.
Much obliged.
Become unkillable. Some conditions may apply.
Victory! Play of the game. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Every soldier needs a cause.
Another day, another mission. Man, I'm so excited.
All systems fired up and ready to engage. 해보자고.
A mech as flashy as yours will show up on every radar.
That's just the way I like it. How's it going? Hey.
Hello, hello.
1. Attackers incoming.
See you at the finish line.
Hello.
Who needs healing? That warms the bones.
How's it going?
Peace.
They can't get away with this.
Enemy spotted. Hey,
Hey. 감사. Hey. Can't handle the heat. Stay out of my way.
we're losing the objective.
You're going
Take it
home,
back.
little box. Turn that damn music down!
How's it going?
Goodbye.
Watch here!
Hey.
in charge.
How's it going? Hey,
Rendezvous here.
hey,
30 seconds remaining.
not long now. We can pull this off.
Not good enough.
10 seconds.
You picked the wrong.
Team kill.
Hey,
Hey,
Victory. Play of the game.
Are you sure it's gonna be cool? Like, it's gonna be...
Now arriving at the Shambhali Monastery.
Honor is all I have left.
I hear the fishing's great where you're from.
our fish might be a little big for you.
There's nothing I can't catch with determination and a little dynamite.
Shane didn't play a real tackle game. Football isn't a game, kid.
Hello.
5, 4, 3,
My apologies.
I'm not your father.
1. Escort
Easy.
All lives come to an end.
Couldn't keep up, could you?
A salve for all that ails.
Hello.
I cannot heal you yet.
I'll take all your dumplings. The gods pity the man who remains sane.
how's it going?
Got a new friend.
Taste of poison.
I'll find them.
Over here. Get out of my perimeter. Expect resistance. Watch out.
Hey,
The payload has reached
This
the
time,
checkpoint.
I will be sharper.
You didn't make the cut. Chosen respect.
feed my aid.
Like riding a got a new friend.
is not my time yet.
Show's over.
I'm on fire. The gods, I'll take all your dumplings.
Marked by the dragon. Let us end Witness the flame of my soul.
Team victory. Play of the game.
Sick of me, boys! Excellent.
Okay, that's my sign to get off. I'm not playing Cerveza. Oh, my back. Everything. My chest. It's not a pain, but it is nagging at me now. That puke session really did not help me out and do me any favors. Ooh, good crack. Righty then. I think I know why I'm dropping frames. It's so stupid. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I wanted to really catch up with you guys and try and do something before things kind of went foobar during the next week. So I'm glad I was able to stream for you guys a little tonight and to talk about the patch notes and everything. So I'm going to go. I have to wake up early tomorrow anyway, so it's kind of a good thing that I'm calling it now. You guys have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. God bless, and I will hopefully see you guys. I want to say Monday, because as far as I know, there's nothing going on that time. But that also is like the eclipse, and everybody's anticipating a bunch of problems that day. So have a safe eclipse as well, because as I understand, things are going to get crazy depending on where you are. So if you guys are in the path, best of luck. But on a serious note, have a good night, everybody, and God bless.